think that environmental education in New York City is very much on the rise. I think the work that SolarOne has been doing now for almost a generation, the rest of society is now catching up to that work.
We provide hands-on hard skills training in the clean energy sector, primarily for underserved communities across New York City.
We not only provide education, but provide the reasons why this stuff is important, like the bigger picture. How does this stuff not only help someone's job, but also their community, right? In a sense, we are actually trying to save the planet through our work, and we believe that very strongly.
Climate education is going to be the future. This will be impacting students across New York City for many, many generations. What SolarOne, our Green Design Lab team, is trying to do is create knowledge on climate change and energy and how renewable energies are the future for New York.
Our Green Workforce Program is really on the rise, and we are now working with over 500 students every year to get them the transferable skills to get involved in the clean energy workforce. These skills that folks need to get into that workforce, we're there providing that every single day. So we're able to really demonstrate a local solution to a global problem.
The project that the students are working on just involves building a miniature version of like a home that you might find across the United States, a wood frame home. And they start off with just little pieces of wood where they learn how to hammer nails, they learn how to cut that wood, they learn how to measure and make marks accurately. Now, if there's an underlying theme here, it's definitely teamwork, because nothing they really do can happen on their own. And that's true in construction too. The real skill is the teamwork.
The class that I'm teaching right now is a group of individuals who are returning home from incarceration. Students come to us, and what we give them is education about the future of construction and the future of building operations and maintenance, and it's not a fossil fuel-based future.
We're getting renewable energy onto rooftops in New York City, in communities where they're seeing the heaviest impact of climate change in New York City. So we're talking about environmental justice neighborhoods, and we're showing that we can have an impact in those neighborhoods with renewable energy on rooftops of affordable housing, on NYCHA developments, on low and moderate income co-ops.
This building is part of the Joint Ownership Entity, which is a network of affordable housing providers in New York City. And they've all come together to try to reduce costs and make it easier to maintain affordable housing in the city, where its costs are rising and everything's really hard and expensive to be able to do that. Solar is helping these buildings by reducing their electricity bills and their operating costs so they can keep the rents low and they can make it a good, livable building.
We are giving students the hard skills to do solar installation work around the city. And I teach the solar aspect of the electrical trade. And the students learn how to design solar systems. They learn how to install solar modules. They learn the difference in configurations between grid type, off-grid. And they apply that with the ultimate purpose of getting an internship. And those internships place them directly with solar installation companies around the city.
SolarOne is one in a million. We are the grounding, so to speak, of hard skills technical training in the green and clean sector.
The more I learn from SolarOne and the more experience I have with green building as far as like that's what we're learning about, how to save energy, save more of our resources. I want to really install solar panels. I feel like that's my field, and that's what I really want to learn and do and really get into.
Our hopes for our graduates would be to have a career pathway that leads to economic stability and awareness to their part in giving back to the community.
What I've learned at Solar One, it kind of like gave me an extra like stepping stone. Like it was like an extra bit of footing. Without Solar One and what I've learned here and the HOPE program, I feel like I wouldn't have made it as far as I did in the process to getting into Con Ed.
Our vision is to bring the economic and health benefits of the growing clean energy sector to communities disproportionately affected by climate injustice. One way we work towards this vision is through our K-12 education program, the Green Design Lab. Since 2009, we have reached nearly 40,000 students and thousands of teachers in New York City and in Newark, New Jersey.
An important part of Solar One's mission from the get-go is that clean energy belongs to everybody, and that it is not just for the very wealthy. One of the major parts of Solar One's mission is to invest in young people making the difference for the future.
What I really want my students to gain is their agency over their future, their climate resilient future. Because once you develop that bit of curiosity or you give them a piece of information, it may lead to a bigger impact later on.
Solar One's role is to make sure that students who are in certain communities or certain backgrounds, that they all have a chance to join this new quote-unquote green economy, where they can have a job, they can have a career, they can pull themselves out. And not only that, feel good not just about the job, not just about what they're doing, but as a greater whole when it comes to the entire planet. That's powerful, and that's a good motivation to have.